It's the NFL on EA Sports, where we'll see two of the NFL's oldest and most storied franchises. It's the Green Bay Packers and the Detroit Lions under the lights on Monday night.
Downtown between Brush Street and I-375. That's where we're located in the heart of Detroit at Ford Field, which first opened back in 2002. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis on hand. Kickoff just moments away. Charles, quickly, keys to the game.
For me, it's coaching. Who prepared his team the best going into this one to give them the confidence to believe that they would win the game? That's who's going to come out of this one on top.
Now the kicker, Brandon McManus, about ready to get us started. And we are underway from Ford Field. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. And out come the Lions for their first drive behind their ninth-year quarterback in year number 4 with Detroit. It's Jared Goff.
And at one point, the ascension of Jared Goff was really, really strong. Back-to-back Pro Bowls, took his team to the Super Bowl and came really within one quarter of winning it. But since that time, he's had bouts of inconsistency, and that's been the struggle for him as he tries to get back to the form he showed earlier in his career.
They'll fake the give. Now Goff. The throw out wide going to be incomplete.
And that certainly could be a sign of things to come because they're blitzing to start this ball game, and it works for them there as they force the incomplete pass.
Here's 2nd and 10. In motion goes Patrick. Goff now to throw. And that's hauled in by St. Brown over the middle. And give him 6 yards here as he's stopped near the 35 at the 34. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
McGoff and Williams hooking up there for a Lions first.
Now that's absolutely frustrating for a defender. Had a chance to get him on the ground before he got to the sideline, but what great vision and understanding where he is on the field as he headed for the marker and picked up the first down.
On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Rashawn Gary that time through the line and getting the tackle for loss.
Well, that's not an easy play for a defensive end because most of his responsibility has him getting upfield and working, but how about his vision to see where the play was going? Crashed down inside and tackled him for a loss.
He's got his 6'5 receiver. That's Tim Patrick. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Goff. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he just falls short down at the 1-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
That's how you put field position. What a play right there. That nearly went the distance. Credit this defense for not giving up. They get him down just short of the goal line, but the damage is done. It's going to be 1st and goal from an ideal position.
A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door. 1st and goal. Gibbs will take this one in. It's a Lions touchdown.
Sometimes offenses can get too cute down near the goal line, but there's nothing fancy about this one. As Coach Lombardi would say, we get a seal here, and we get a seal here, and we run this play in the alley. And that's good work to hit the hole hard and finish in the end zone.
Extra point forthcoming. It's up, it's good, and the Lions lead 7-0. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it was all capped off by a touchdown run from Jahmyr Gibbs. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. So the Packers make their way out for the first time, and it's Jordan Love that has the keys to the car here in his 5th season as a pro and 2nd as a starter.
And at the start of Jordan Love's NFL career, he had one of the best seats in the stadium watching Aaron Rodgers work. But now he's looking for more than that. Rocket arm, big play potential, and he wants to show this organization that he's capable of being a dependable starter for the foreseeable future.
Love going to break the huddle, lead the Packers up here 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. That's complete. He finds Jaden Reed. He'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards.
Brandon, to me, what's important right here on this drive is for them to get at least 2 first downs. They've got to give their defense a chance to settle down, catch their breath a little bit after they give up a touchdown on the opening drive.
Throwing. Love. Throw left side complete. That's Reed. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. That's good for a first down, his 2nd catch of the opening drive. Our first carry for the All-Pro running back, it's Josh Jacobs. And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50.
Brandon, you're a big lover of music. How about what you just saw there? This is what I call playing the piano for a defensive lineman. The ability to move laterally up and down the line of scrimmage. How about the way he just flowed and got to the outside part of the field and made that play?
Play action this time with Love. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Tremendous read and reaction by the defensive tackle. And frankly, partner, it's not that often the DTs have that type of easy access back to the quarterback. Never bought the play action fade.
They need 18 yards here on 3rd down. Love now. He's going to launch this deep for Watson. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Good coverage there by Carlton Davis.
I spotted man coverage on the outside. I expect we'll see a lot of that from this defense as this game moves on. And that was a good job there as that one was knocked away.
On 4th down, the Packers call on Daniel Whelan to punt. Back deep, Khalif Raymond. And a fair catch called for and made at the 12-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Lions are going to take over with a long field ahead and a 1st and 10. Here's Goff. Throws out left. It's caught by Williams. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
In need of only about the length of the football here on second down. Gibbs straight ahead. And this will wind up a Lions first down as he gets us up past the 30 to the 32.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and putting the defense back on its heels.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. They'll fake the handoff. Now Goff. He's airing it out for Williams. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
I like the fact that he took the shot deep downfield. Even if you don't get the catch, maybe you get a defensive penalty and pick up the yardage that way.
Now a 2nd and 10. To throw is Goff. Now that'll be caught by St. Brown. And he will cover up as he's touched down after a short gain.
Oh, I see you nodding your head along with me, partner, because it's pretty obvious what they were trying to do there on the drag route. With his speed, they're hoping he can turn the corner and maybe take this to the house. But that was excellent work defensively to make sure once he caught it, he wasn't going anywhere.
Here's Goff. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Tim Patrick, 65 yards. And the Lions have taken a 13-0 first quarter lead. Another impressive drive, so they're 2 for 2, 2 touchdowns. Charles, a great start to this ball game for them.
And one of the words that's really worked its way into our lexicon is stacking. They've stacked momentum each time out, and not only on offense. Between those touchdowns, defense held, forced to punt to get the ball back, and they've played awfully well in this one. Both sides playing at optimum level.
Now the try here for the point after. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it's capped off by a touchdown for the Lions. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. The Packers offense here coming back out for their second drive. They've been outplayed early, no question. Down 14-0 already as they come up 1st and 10. To pass, here's Jordan Love. This complete to the tight end, Tucker Kraft. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Solid way to start the drive, 13 yards, picking up the first.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field, because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They've needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
That one almost intercepted, but it's incomplete. Not a good throw there, and it'll be second down.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
2nd and 10. They will run out of the gun with Jacobs. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Well, this play sequence was really kind of called in reverse. Incomplete pass on 1st and 10. Nice run on 2nd and 10 when probably everyone was expecting him to throw the football. Now, if you're the defense, what are they going to do on 3rd down? You're a little off balance.
Love looking to throw it. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
Well, that's absolutely going to fire this defense up. They made it their mission to deny that completion, and they came through with a nice hit and knocked it incomplete.
And here's Daniel wheeling on now to punt. He'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And this punt goes out of bounds, and it'll be marked inside the 40. Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. Well, this offense looks like they have a little extra pep in their step as they take the field here for drive number 3, because remember, Charles, drives 1 and 2 both ended in the end zone.
Yeah, and right now they've just got to be careful not to lean into overconfidence, because every drive has a life of its own. But I like the way that they've started, the way that they're going about doing things right now. They've got a chance for that 3rd consecutive touchdown, and that would be a crushing blow to the defense.
Here's Goff. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Gibbs. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and that's going to bring up 2nd down. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him. Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make someone miss in the open field. The passing game's been working quite well so far, but the running game's been a little bit of a struggle, and that's a surprise to me. Typically, when you can throw it, you've opened up lanes for your runners. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Now Goff. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. First time that they've called his number tonight, and it gets him a 1st down. A pretty sizable deficit here in the 1st quarter. This defense probably need to get off the field in those situations on 3rd down. And you and I both know in this huddle before that last 3rd down play, that's exactly what they talked about. Let's make a play. Let's get off the field. Let's reverse the momentum. Instead, they got hit with another 1st down. Almost back to the drawing board. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the 1st half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there. Back to throw. Goff. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete. I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game. He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Out of the gun. Goff. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Jair Alexander that time able to knock that one away. Offenses all over continue to be aggressive, and most people never turn down a shot at a deep ball, but oftentimes it attracts a little bit of extra attention, and it did on that play, and that one got knocked away. And here now the punter Fox as he sends this one away. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on 1st down. He finds his man complete. It's Jacobs. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the 1st quarter of play. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. The Packers with the football here to begin the second quarter. Ball on the 28-yard line. Here's 2nd and 9. Glove. And that one's going to be off target and incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Out of the shotgun, it's Love. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
Well, based on what we've seen so far, I don't think you can even call this an off day anymore, partner, because this group we're watching, they are totally out of rhythm, trying to get their game plan up and running. That 0 on the scoreboard is glaring down at them with every incompletion.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. A 40-yard punt, 5 yards on the return, and the Lions will take over. And Detroit getting set to go now. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, they could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
And he's going to be touchdown, but he's got the first down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
That's to the right sideline, and it falls incomplete.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've been near perfect. 4 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. Now Goff. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
Give them credit for excellent coverage, tight coverage. They're doing a lot of things that we talk about in basketball. They're causing disruptions in the passing game. And as long as that continues, it'll be tough for them to gain any momentum throwing the ball downfield.
Jack Fox out to punt here on 4th down. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
On first down, they go with Jacobs again. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. That stop made by Jack Campbell.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And once again, he'll get possibly back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Love from the gun on 3rd down. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
Well, this first half has not gone according to plan so far offensively or even defensively for that matter. They could use a big-time spark somewhere, but it's not going to come on this drive as they have to punt this one away.
Here's Daniel Whelan now. And this will do the job nicely as that'll be out of bounds just inside the 10-yard line. And Detroit back in possession of the football. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
And they start things off with a carry by Gibbs here. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
This is 2nd and 8. Straight ahead with Gibbs here. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. The 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
Off play action. Here's Goff. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
Here comes the Lions punter now as he's on to kick it away. Now a fair catch signaled for and made right about the 43-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. So good field position for the Packers as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 44. Love, they go play action now. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. And he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. Romeo Doubs, 56 yards. And the Packers are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. Maybe that is the boost that this offense needed.
They did nothing the entire half, but out of the blue comes this big shot here. You're exactly right. Like a dunk in basketball, like a home run in baseball, maybe a solo shot. Sometimes you need that big play to get things ignited.
On here, Brandon McManus for the point after. And that one makes it 14-7. They certainly made quick work of that, ultra quick work. One of the fastest drives you'll ever see, just one play resulting in the touchdown. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. Detroit's offense ready to take over. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Drive starts with a run from Gibbs. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. He came out ready to play. That's 3 tackles for a loss, Charles. We're only in the second quarter.
And that's problematic for the guys trying to run offense, because that means he's got a pretty good idea of what they're doing and is actually beating them to the point of attack and making those plays. You might have to think about some misdirection or something to try and get him away from the ball.
So give him 2 yards there on the completion, and that brings up third and a full 10 yards.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
Goff now to throw. Finding his big receiver, Patrick, over the middle. And they'll get him down at the 34, and he's going to be short of the first by a few yards. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that's going to make it 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return, and out will come the offense as they take over. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field.
Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Off the play fake, Love. Flushed out right. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
I do think it's fair to say that they were caught off guard a little bit when he decided not to throw it on first down. But give them credit. They recovered in time to deny him the first down yardage. But it's only 2nd and short. So that run is still likely to lead to a new set of downs.
On play action. Love to throw. He has it complete to Christian Watson. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a first?
Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Excellent job by the big fellas up front.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10.
46 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point.
This has been a good drive so far, and it's been the running game for the most part that's powered them down there. Another nice burst there, picking up a first down. Now it's 1st and 10, as you said, in the red zone.
Once again, it's Jacobs. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
To throw now, here's Love. Over the... Oh, he's hit. He lost the football. Put it on the carpet.
Oh, one of the linebackers has got it.
And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball, You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
The Lions offense set to take over. They'll take over after that pretty clutch forced fumble as they begin inside their own 5-yard line. And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter, 14-7. So they recover their own fumble. Now they face 3rd and short. Here's Love. And it's a Packers touchdown. Jaden Reed, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Packers are within an extra point of tying up this ball game.
I feel like I'm back in school. What was that book, you know? It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. This has been a tale of 2 quarters so far. They trailed 14-0 after 1. How about the rally we've been watching?
Yeah, a couple of touchdowns. PAT here to tie it up. This is a good ball game all of a sudden. McManus now for the extra point. And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14. A drive that time of 6 plays. And the result, a Green Bay score. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. And Detroit getting set to go now. And that 14-0 lead to begin the ball game, well, that's gone now. Time to regroup.
I think even up 2 touchdowns, they knew this wasn't going to be a walk in the park, and I think that's why we would see the head coach going up and down the sidelines telling his team, let's stay with it, let's keep going. It's almost like he knew they were going to make their run at him, and they have. As you said, let's see if they can regroup and get going again.
Setting up the screen, this is Gibbs. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. A good convergence there defensively, only a yard, and it's 2nd down.
Nice job by the defense figuring that play out and holding it to a short game, but I don't think the offense is going to be daunted. They actually accomplished their goal there. Now they've got them aware that they can throw a screen at them, maybe to slow the pass rush down a little bit, and they can throw it downfield.
Now it's Goff.
A throw left sideline falls incomplete.
Well, he left no doubt about that one because even though he hasn't left the pocket, he's got a receiver in the area, so it's not grounding, even though there was no way that ball was going to be caught.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Goff now looks to throw.
He's got his target. That's complete.
The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. Goff throwing again. Outright, this one goes to Patrick. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
And time to give some credit to the big fellows, the offensive line here, because you've got to have good protection on crossing routes, because you've got to give your receiver time to work all the way across the field. That time, be able to scan the field, spot his receiver moving left to right, and make a good, accurate throw. Thank you, guys.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Goff.
Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
They had their backs up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. To the air again, Goff.
A little short pass here taken in by Laporta.
The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. In motion left here, one of their tight ends. Play action. It's Goff. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Packers pick it up. There he goes, right side. And he will take this all the way down to the 38-yard line. He was under duress, surveying, trying to find somebody to get the ball out of his hands. In the meantime, the defense, they took it out of his hands.
And when the ball snapped, I know exactly what the defense is thinking. Get a sack, put him on the ground. But when you can also knock the ball free while doing so, oh, there's the bonus for you as a defender.
Now trotting out there, the Packers getting ready to go.
And they'll start with a short field following that turnover as they look for points here before the break.
They got the fumble recovery. Now here's Love to pass. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock.
That incompletion certainly slows things down a little bit and brings up a very important call for 2nd and long. What do you do? Run and try and get some yardage and make it 3rd and manageable? Or challenge the coverage again, hoping for a bigger gain?
To pass, here's Jordan Love.
Catch made by Watson on the out route.
And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Working out of the gun. Love.
Throw caught by Musgrave.
Now that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. Now McManus will line up for the field goal. From the left hash, this will be a 52-yard attempt. The kick by McManus is good, and they take a 17-14 lead.
So the defense are able to force their first turnover of the game, and then they add on to that by getting the field goal.
And you don't just want to take the ball away from your opponent, partner. You want to make them hurt as well. And if you don't score yourself on defense, turn it over to your offense and have them put points on the board.
So barring a touchback, this likely the final act of the half as the kick is away. This taken in at the goal line.
So we've come to halftime here with the visiting Packers out on top. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
This one's been as good as advertised. Just a field goal separating these two teams. This was a very level first half, and I'd expect to see more of the same after the break.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. A field goal the difference. 17-14 is the score. Back underway here now in this third quarter. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Here's the Packers offense now getting set to start off this third quarter. Love going to break the huddle, lead the Packers up here 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Open man here, Sims complete. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Now Love. He'll complete this one to Watson. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard. Play action this time with Love. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. Just a gain of a couple, but good enough to keep the drive rolling.
I'm not sure that was necessarily a safety valve or a check down throw on 3rd down. Sometimes just try and find the open guy and get him the ball. He did exactly that and found a way to pick up a 1st down.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Jacobs going to try the middle.
And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Running straight ahead is Jacobs.
And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. Here comes 3rd down and 7. Play fake. Here's Love. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes.
It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead them to 4th down.
That would be exactly what they were looking for coming out to start the 3rd quarter. Get a sack, get off the field, get the momentum going in their direction.
Get the ball back to your offense, right? Get that momentum because, hey, this lead is very, very slim. On now is the Packers punter as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. That'll be a 41-yard punt, just 1 yard on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Lions offense and Jared Goff set to take over once more. And he's been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been totally taken apart, and that is borne out in his numbers. He's been terrific all game long. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out. And now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for this second half. It's been clear in this matchup which side has been the more physical one. It's been this defense. And here's another example on that last play.
2nd and 10 now from the 27.
Out of the gun, they'll give to Gibbs.
Shifts by him. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. All told, it's an even 30 and a first down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
But you know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
Here comes 3rd and the length of the football.
They'll bring one of the tight ends in motion left.
Gibbs will try and pick it up.
He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
On 4th down, on is Jake Bates for the Lions field goal.
It'll be spotted on the right hash. A 52-yard attempt.
Bates' kick is good.
And that will tie things at 17 all. Maybe a little fortunate there. That was leaking a little, maybe leaking a lot, but he got it.
Yeah, he actually was able to make it work. How about the body language, though, right? As he's watching that ball leak to the right, trying to bring it back in, and had just enough to get it done.
Nothing separating these two teams on the scoreboard as the kick's away here.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Green Bay offense ready to take over. Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. Loving the Packers now with a 1st and 10
at their own 27. Love looking to throw it. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
Partner, for once in my life, I'll be succinct. In a one-possession game, every single stop like that could be a difference maker.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
Here's a handoff to Jacobs. And he'll get a couple up to the 29.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
They force the incompletion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in the expected passing situation.
Here now a 3rd down and 8.
Love. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Jacobs. And he's going to get this to the 31, but that is still well short of what he needed. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a fourth down.
On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Taken in at the 22. It's a 44-yard punt, just 3 on the return.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
So here come the Lions now. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to defense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. They'll start this drive out on the ground. Pushes him over. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
That was a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
A short pass here taken in by Laporta.
7 yards there and a first down.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
A give right side for Gibbs. Taken down at the 42.
I think if we put together a job description for a middle linebacker, we would start with being able to hold down things in the middle of the line of scrimmage and be able to take on blockers. But how about the guys who can go sideline to sideline and make plays?
Love a guy that can do that. We saw a perfect example of it right there.
2nd and 7.
In motion right, one of the tight ends.
2nd down, and they go back to Gibbs. And he'll be pretty well stopped in his tracks. Give him a yard up to the 42.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
The Packers bringing in an extra member of the secondary here to try for the 3rd down stop. Here's Goff.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. It's a gain of 26 as they pick up the first down in the process.
With the kind of game he's had so far, you had to know that on 3rd down that they would be looking his way, and they did, for big yardage and a first down. I think the defense fell asleep at the switch on that one. I would have doubled him, tripled him, anything to keep the ball out of his hands.
So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. First carry now for David Montgomery. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Now Goff.
This to Laporta, right side.
And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down to about the 21 or 22.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days. But you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
He's going to be out of bounds on what's going to wind up being the final play of quarter number 3. Back now at Ford Field. All even as we get ready to start the 4th.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
Finding Williams once more, complete. And he is out of bounds, looks like right at the 15. So the completion good for just 3. And it'll be second down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. And he's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Now this drive, they're 2 for 2 on third down conversions, but they need 7 yards here. Again, Goff.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. A strong 8 yards will keep this drive rolling.
But we're used to seeing the guy that you consider the #1 receiver double covered, but how about this guy? He's double covered and finds a way to make the play for a first down.
That's how you increase your Madden rating, right?
No doubt about that at all. And you know something? I think we'll hear about that from him soon.
Gone. This is caught. Touchdown. Tim Patrick, his second touchdown of the night.
And the Lions have broken our tie and have taken a fourth-quarter lead.
I know we often laugh, and sometimes we even exalt the guys who are great trash talkers and give us some really funny lines. But the bottom line is absolute production on the field. His second touchdown of the game, and they lead.
And now they'll be looking to their defense to preserve that lead. Now for the point after. And they will take a 7-point lead now. So that drive, 12 plays in length. And the end result, a Detroit touchdown. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away.
And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. The Packers offense and quarterback Jordan Love heading back out onto the field. And we'll take you through some of the highlights here. You'll notice he had a hand in a lot of them so far. He's got this offense rolling right now. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. And the pressure is on now. They're being shut out here in the second half after a decent first half offensively. And they need their best drive of the game right here.
And he'll rumble for about 5, up close to the 40.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
Off the play fake, Love. Throw right side, hauled in by Dobbs.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. It's a gain of 34.
The timing was absolutely true as he caught it working across the field. Plenty of space for him to roam, but notice how he keeps his head on a swivel looking for defenders who may crop up out of nowhere. That turned into a big play.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Love, they go play action now.
And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. He couldn't get rid of it. He winds up losing a yard. It's second down.
I know there would be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and ended up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going. The sack cost him only a yard. It's 2nd and 11. Here's Jacobs from the gun. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
The Packers on 3rd down. Not so hot. 2 for 9 to this point. This time they face a 3rd and 2. That is caught. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the 4th. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7. But first things first, they need to score as they come up on 1st and goal. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. To throw now. Here's Love. A quick throw there is incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. 3rd and goal. And keep in mind, very possibly 4-down territory. Here's Love. And it's caught. And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1. A 4-yard pickup, not enough. 4th down. He got out of bounds. That's a good thing, but still short of the 1st.
And now, since this brings up 4th down, the defensive play caller, grab your nerves because now you don't want to be so amped up that you give them a 1st down by getting out of your lanes, but you also don't want to just lay back and let them have it easily.
And I'm not sure he got there. Did they stop him? They did. They stop him up short on 4th and goal from the 1. And the Lion defense able to come up there with a goal line stand. Here's the Lion offense now as they get ready to take over. Their defense forced the turnover on downs. They've got the lead. They're in good shape, but can't go into a shell here, right? Still got to be careful.
Yeah, because they're still a long way away from kneel down time. So they've got to work on getting 1st downs, keep the sticks moving, right? Keep the clock going. And above all, ball security. Don't turn it over.
On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs. Oh, and he's not going to make it out of the end zone. The push too strong, and that'll be a safety. So this is where a defense can really pin back its ears, bring it all, sell out to stop the run. This time, it'll earn them 2 points.
They definitely guessed right here. A run blitz all the way, and that's a bad feeling for a running back when he knows he's got to at least get it over the goal line. But all he sees are opposing jerseys.
Now the free kick comes after the safety from the 20 as they bring the punter on to try and get some hang time here. Here comes Reed. The Packer offense now ready to get back onto the field. And they will be looking to answer the touchdown their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the 4th quarter and a chance to regain the lead in a tight one. Love going to break the huddle, lead the Packers up here 1st and 10 at about the 32. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8.
Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Second and a couple.
On play action. Love to throw. That's taken in by Kraft. Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there, not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. And they'll send the slot in motion left. On the handoff, this is Jacobs. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. 89 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
Here's Jacobs. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
Moved back to the 10. They'll try on second and goal here. Here's a handoff to Jacobs running left. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
I have to laugh a little bit because he actually handed it off. I thought with the 2 touchdown passes he's thrown in this one already, he'd go ahead and fling and try and get a third one.
Yeah, now from this spot on third down, I think he'd probably throw it here.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question about it. They won't even send in a running play here, I don't believe. I think they go ahead and try and throw it for a touchdown.
Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
Oh, this defense knows. Fourth quarter, they need to make a play. That one was right for the taking. Could have changed the complexion of the ball game, but it winds up incomplete.
So here now is Brandon McManus in a big spot. From the left hash, a chip shot here. The kick by McManus is good. So add 3. All told, after the safety, it's a 5-point swing, but that could have turned out much worse.
Well, you don't want to say no harm, no foul, but I do believe you're right. A 9-point swing hurts. 5 points, much more manageable, especially in a tight game like this.
After splitting the uprights, McManus to kick it away. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Lions offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And he has been masterful so far in leading this offense. He's kept the mistakes to a minimum. He's been on point with his passes, and he's generally been one step ahead of this defense all game long. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. A little less than 4 minutes remaining, and the margin for error is small with this slim lead. Operate within your 4-minute offense here, Charles?
Definitely. Remember, the 4-minute offense doesn't always correspond to what's up on the clock. What they need to do is play a little bit of keep away right now. Run the clock down. Make sure their opponent doesn't get the ball back. Their dream scenario, get enough first downs and make them eat up their timeouts so the game ends when you're kneeling down with the football.
A shotgun snap for Goff. Now that'll be caught by St. Brown. And a gain of 4 gets him right to the midfield stripe.
Ball right on the 50-yard line. Here's 2nd and 6.
Play action. It's Goff.
He'll go right back to St. Brown.
And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
Yeah, you only get a 1-yard buffer there from the line of scrimmage, and he got downfield a little too far, and the flag came out.
Goff. Looking middle, and that's complete. Two minutes remain, and that's our score differential as well. 2 points here in the fourth quarter. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. They're facing a critical third down now as they try to hold on to this lead.
From the gun, Gibbs will get it.
And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42.
Another run for Gibbs here. And a good job of finding the open space to run as he's down close to the 30 here.
And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
Straight ahead with Gibbs here. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3. And it's 2nd down.
Now the Packers going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
Gibbs straight ahead.
And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bringing up a key 3rd down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key 3rd down. Highlight that word. Put it in bold. Here we go.
Setting up the screen. This is Gibbs.
And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the 1st.
Yeah, and on 3rd down, you know those pass rushers, they're in the starter's block. They're just waiting for the pistol to fire. You can almost hear the defensive coaches on the sideline pre-snap. Watch the screen, watch the screen. Really good job there of identifying it and making the play to force 4th down.
Bates' kick is good.
And that will push the lead up to 5. So they get to 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Packers offense and running back Josh Jacobs set to take over once more. And he has put in a full game's work and then some. Just an incredible performance on the ground to this point in the fourth quarter. They'll come up 1st and 10 here. Now Love. Throwing left sideline there. but it's incomplete.
Work with me, partner. Take a deep breath, because that's what they're doing down the field now. That incompletion allowed them to exhale a little bit. Get in the huddle, kind of scan the crowd, see if any celebrities are here. Relax a little bit as they start this big drive.
They'll come up now on second down. Love looking to throw it. And that one too wide and incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there.
Here's Love. The throw here right sideline falls incomplete.
So after all of this, it comes down to one final play.
And just think of what it's going to be, because from this distance, you've got to be prepared for everything. Hook and laterals, tip balls, you name it. A lot of laterals after a catch. Just got to be prepared, stay on your feet defensively, and tackle someone.
Pass to the sideline and pulled in.
And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40.
That was a long shot, but they did get one final chance to try to score and overcome this small deficit. No touchdown, though, Charles, and that brings this one to a close.
Yeah, I think Hope was wearing one jersey and Worry was wearing another on the other sideline as that final snap played out. Now, we've seen some incredible plays to win games before, but in this case, I think the distance was just a little bit too great for it to happen here.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. It's a win for the Lions as we say so long from Ford Field.